just cut me off recording halfway through my last video, so I get to do this again. Okay. There are two other major large language models out there. There's Copilot, which is owned by Microsoft, and there's Gemini, which is owned by Google. Both of them are free to use, but have paid tiers to them. What I would like you to do is pull up all three and do a little compare contrast. A skill that we need to start to build just as educators and human beings, honestly, is to identify which model is best at what. And I don't have an answer for that yet. I honestly have not dug into Copilot and Gemini enough to really be able to like pinpoint a few things. It's a goal of mine this fall is to get more familiar with all three models as opposed to just ChatGPT. The reason we started with ChatGPT is I always start there. It was the first one. Everybody has heard of that for the most part. It's kind of the big name out there, and it's the one I'm most comfortable with. So there's definitely a little bit of bias built in there. If you click on these two links here, they will pull up Gemini and Copilot. And I would like you to have Gemini, Copilot, and ChatGPT pulled up. Take the exact same prompt, plug it into all three, and see similarities and differences there. Do a little compare contrast, which is the title of the next page. So spend 15 to 20 minutes playing around with all three, really digging in, doing a little bit of exploration and some thinking and some critical analysis, maybe take some notes. And the next page will be a discussion prompt that says, okay, what were some similarities between the three? What were some differences? What did you notice? And maybe the answer is not a whole lot. That's okay. Because if they're all kind of giving you something similar, that's probably a good thing, right? So just a real quick overview here. Even though you are a Microsoft school, you can still use Gemini. Gemini is built in and integrated with a bunch of Google products, and so is Microsoft Copilot. We actually have the paid version of Copilot here at the ESD just for a small group of us to see, like, to kind of pilot it and see if it's worthwhile. I have not played around with it a ton because I don't use Microsoft products a ton. I'm mostly Google. So, that I know that functionality is there. I don't think it's available. It's going to be available for your school stuff because that's something that has to be purchased as a system. But I would imagine you could get it on something personal if you wanted as well. You'll notice that it's I've got a little icon down here in the bottom right hand corner, which is like just on my Windows operating system. It's saying, do you want to try out Copilot? And so like you can actually build it into your workflow and stuff there. So the deeper you get into these things, the more helpful they can be. But it all starts with that step of exploration and just identifying what tool can do what and what's it best at and what's it kind of weakest at. So that's your goal here for about the next 20 minutes or so, and then go on to the next page and respond to the discussion prompt.